So what's the feeling, Jayne and Chris? Relief, maybe?
Yeah, well, it's nice to get that one under the belt and have a good showing. It's pretty positive for us, so we feel a lot happier than we did 2 days ago, that's for sure.
I'm glad we skated well for the crowd, because you can feel them. They just wanted us to skate well, and they wanted us to get the marks, and we did, so pleased.
And the reaction at the end, I mean, they were supporting you all the way through, but the reaction at the end really must have boosted you.
Yeah, the wonderful audience. It seems a very pro-British audience there tonight. But I think they've been good for everybody, but it's great with the Americans and Canadians and all the British people that have travelled out. It's wonderful.
And the Sixers back, 2 of them?
They're starting. We'll see.
So they can
see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, one more last bit to go.
How's the training been going for the free dance?
It's been going well so
We had
far.
one today earlier and we were happy with it. We've got one tomorrow and then final skate. So we hope it all comes together. You know, we had a lot of changes to be done, but we're happy with it.
Has it been an agonising 48 hours? Would you have preferred to have got on with the competition, maybe?
I think so, yes.
The day off in between really...
it's hard.
It's hard, you know, once you get going, you want to keep going, the momentum keep going, but gives you a bit of time to reflect and put it all together.
Chris, you said yesterday something, you were talking about the pressures involved in the comeback. Were you talking more on the ice or off the ice, the pressures?
Everything. There's a lot to getting to this point, and it's, you know, it's not just a question of just practicing. There's a lot of other things that go on as well. And
has tonight changed your mind, though?
Not yet.
Well,
no.
we're happy with how we skated and how things went. So
we hope we can skate well tomorrow, especially for the audience.
Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you.
So that is the intriguing position coming into tomorrow's free dance. Jayne Torvill and Christopher Dean, Usova and Zhulin, neck and neck for this ice dance gold medal. The coaching team are now with Sue Barker, Betty Callaway and Bobby Thompson.
Yes, thanks, Steve. Betty, you always watch them. Technically, what did you think of that dance?
Oh, it was superb. I don't think I breathed the whole 2 minutes.
They didn't put a foot wrong, did they?
No, not a foot. No, it was absolutely wonderful.
It's been an agonising 48 hours for them. They've been under a lot of pressure, but seem to cope with it so well tonight, Bobby.
Yes, they certainly did tonight. I must admit, I really didn't feel that nervous tonight. They made me feel good as well. So.
What about the marks, though? That must have cheered up the whole camp, really.
Yes, it certainly did. It was wonderful to see those sixes again.
So what about tomorrow? We've got to look ahead to tomorrow and the free dance. You've been watching the training eagerly. What can we expect?
I'm actually taking each day as it comes along at the moment, to be honest with you. But I'm sure it's going to be good.
Have they had enough time, do you think, Betty, to actually perfect the changes that they've made?
Oh, yes, yes. I mean, for those 3 or 4 days is like a couple of weeks to most people. No, I'm quite happy with it.
And you've seen the way the judges have marked, what they're looking for. Do you think that Jayne and Chris's programme has the elements that they're looking for?
Oh, yes. Yes, it certainly has now. I mean, it's a lot more interesting, it's a lot more difficult, and the interpretation is much stronger now.
And of course the crowd will be back, and that will always boost the motivation.
I think the crowd were wonderful, really wonderful tonight. Before they even started, that absolutely got them there.
Thanks very much for joining us, and good luck tomorrow.
Betty Callaway and Bobby Thompson sounding confident, and Robin Cousins with very good reason now.
Absolutely, it was a perfect night for them. It was wonderful, and I think talking about the pressure situation is that I think being able to talk about it, as Chris did today, vents it, gets it out of the way and allows you to concentrate on the job at hand, and they certainly did the most wonderful job of that tonight.
So all those negative thoughts that Chris might have had on day one, they seem to have gone.
Well, I don't know that they're gone, but they're out in the open, and I think, you know, sometimes the more you keep them in, the more they fester, and as I said, it was unusual to hear him talk about it. But obviously it was something that had to happen because it certainly didn't affect them tonight.
Well, let's hear you talk about that routine now as we look at it one more time and perfection.
Well, right from the beginning, I mean, there's such an intensity between them, and the whole feeling is set up from the very beginning.
And it's their feeling for the music as well which impresses you, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's not so much a feeling, it's that the choreography and the phrasing of the choreography matches the phrasing in which the music was written, which only then can enhance the overall look of it. And I think what is nice about them is that it's the total control of every step and every move.
an
You try and,
crowd.
yes, it is. It's a crowd reaction, but you see what happens is you can't compete with the music. You can't skate over it. You
Yeah.
have to be completely in sync with it. And it's a perfect little moment there. It's something that just happens. You can't create these moments, and it's such a wonderful thing when it happens right. I've seen a lot of skaters try, and it's not happened at all. And the one thing that made Jayne and Chris what they were 10 years ago, and obviously what we know they still have now, is that wonderful ability to have a moment that other people can't, and this is one of them.
We assume that the crowd helps them at times like this. Is that true?
Yes, I mean you get used to having the crowd on your side. It's like Jayne and Chris say, when you were in a situation, I certainly found that in Lake Placid, where it's not just your home crowd, it's everybody. There's a great respect for them there. And with all the Olympians that we've seen, they've all had these wonderful receptions. And what you can really do is just use that to your advantage of saying, you know, as I always used to say, the judges were there for free, the audience are the ones who have paid. You know, they want to see you perform well and they're on your side, so really you've got to enjoy it. I mean, it's not fast, it's not slow, the control all the way through is perfectly commanded.
Lovely to watch.
Lovely, very nice.
But that really is the strong point of their competition. There's the odd question mark over the free dance. Question marks in your mind. Betty and Bobby sound confident, but...
Betty and Bobby have been at the practices, I haven't.
Yeah.
I think it's just a question of them having the boost now that they need to know what they're going to get tomorrow when they step onto the ice, the support team that's there with them, and the ability to come off the ice knowing that that gold medal is within their reach now. But we have 4 other skaters, 2 other teams who also know that, you know, that gold medal is not out of their reach. So we're in for a very good night tomorrow, and I'm very excited.
The 6s have returned. You were a little surprised there weren't more?
I predicted 4. They got
You
2.
did.
I was maybe being a little too optimistic. I you know, had seen the first set, and I thought the Canadian was actually going to go up a point, and he actually stayed the same, but or she stayed the same. But you know, I think at that point you take what you can get, and they will, I know, be thrilled with those 2 6s, and I think, you know, we could end up with more tomorrow.
Knowing what you know about Jayne and Chris's free program and Usova and Zhulin's free program, who is the favourite now?
Well, I think if you look at the results from the European Championship, you know, Jayne and Chris are the favourites of the 2 couples there, but as we know, Grishuk and Platov came on and beat them both at the European Championship, so they can't be discounted either. Instead, it's going to be the best on the night tomorrow.
And it seems certainly that tomorrow night the crowd at Harmar are going to be behind Jayne and Chris.
I think they will be, yes.
That might be a very important element. It is going to be an extraordinary evening tomorrow. Thanks for your contribution tonight, Robin. Let's further success.